In this video, we will talk about Python data types, typecasting, concatenation, and user input. Data types are nothing but variables you use to reserve some space in memory. Python variables do not need an explicit declaration to reserve memory space. The declaration happens automatically when you assign a value to a variable. So first we have number variables. Numbers have 4 types in Python. First one is integer and float. The next is complex and the long numbers. For example, this is an integer number. Integer numbers are whole numbers. These are also known as int, and these are the float with some fraction. And we have some complex numbers. Those contains alphabets like (5j), and we have very long numbers. Now we will print them, and we will also print their types. Python has a built-in function type which tells about to which class this specific variable belongs. Either it is integer, float, complex or long, or string, etc. First we will print the number and then its data type. For this you just write a type. It has a type built-in type function and variable name. For next float, and then its data type. The name of variable. In this fashion, we will print the rest of these two numbers. It is complex number. This one long number. Okay, this will print the number, the value of this variable, and their data types. So we will run this. It has the number and its data type. The first one is integer, the second one is float, third one is complex, and the second one is a long value, which is also an integer number. Integers are whole numbers, which means they have no fractional parts, and they can be positive, negative, or 0. Now let's talk about comments in Python. There are two types of comments: single line comment or multiple line comments. If you want to comment a single line, you just press shift and this 3. You just enter a hash here. Now the interpreter of Python will read this as a comment, and it will not execute this line. And if you want to comment a block of code like this one, this whole block, you just enter 3 quotation marks. Now the Python interpreter will not read this whole block. It will take it as a comment. If you run this, you have nothing to execute. Next we have string data type. Strings are identified as a contiguous set of characters represented in quotation marks. Python allows for either pairs of single or double quotes. Strings are immutable sequence data types, like each time one makes any changes to a string, completely new string object is created. For example, you can use double quotation marks or a single quotation mark for string. Okay, this is a very simple string, hello world. So we will print this string and we will also print its data type. We are printing two things. First a string and then its data type. If you run this, your string is hello world and its class is str. str represents strings. You can also print a specific character of this string or a range of some characters from this string, like for this you will use square brackets. If you put here 0, this will print only its first character, which is H. Here its index is starting from 0, 0, 1, 2 and so on. You can also print a range of characters from these strings. For example, 2 to 5, a string in square bracket and 2 to 5. The semicolons shows the range here. So if you run this, it will only print these from this second index to this fifth index. Now we will comment this block. Next we have list data type. A list contains items separated by commas, and these are enclosed within square brackets. For example, so the list can be an array of any data type, or it can also be a single data type. This list has multiple data types. This is integer, this is string, this is float, and this is string. So it can be a complex list like this one, contain multiple type of data, or it can be like simple list that will have only one type, either string or integer or float data like this. This list contains only integer data. This list contains only string data. So it can be of multiple types. So we can also print a whole list or some specific data from this list. For example, this square bracket shows its index. We want to print the value which is on index number 1. So this will print this ABC. If you want to print the whole list, just write its name. Okay, this will print the whole list. We'll run this first. Here, the first one shows the values that are at index 1. Remember, this indexing in most of the languages starting from 0. So the first index is 0, then 0, 1, 2, and so on. So at 0 we have 1, 2, 3. At 1, ABC. So it prints ABC here, and then it prints the complete list here. You can also print a range of data from a list. For example, we have list 1. The square bracket will take the indexes of that list 0 to 2. This will print the first two elements of this list, 1 and 3. Here you have 1 and 3. Okay, if you want to print a list multiple times, so for this you just enter the name of the list, like you have list 2, this A B C D E F G H I, and you want to print this list multiple times. So place a asterisk here and number of times you want to print this. Like if you want to print this list 3 times, enter 3 here, or 4, whatever you want. So enter that number here and run. This will print the list 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. We will comment this. Before moving next, there is an important concept in Python called concatenation. The plus sign is used for concatenation. This will join the two strings or two lists. For example, if you have string 1 which is equal hello and string 2 which equals world. These are two separate strings, and if you want to join them and you want to concatenate them, then you will use plus sign to join these two strings. For example, S1 plus S2. Plus sign is also a mathematical operator which is used to add two integers, but in this case this will join these two strings. If you print this will print hello world, and now this is a single string. This plus sign can also use to concatenate two lists. For example, you have these two lists and you want to concatenate them, you want to join them. For this you will use print and plus sign and list 1. So this will concatenate these two lists in this fashion. Next we have dictionary data type. Dictionary consists of key value pairs. It is enclosed by curly braces and values can be assigned and accessed using square brackets like this. Name, this colon and its value. The name is key and its value which is associated with this colon is this red. So next we have, you can add multiple entries in dictionary. Age, and its associated value. So if you want to access this dictionary, this will output all the key value pairs in that dictionary like this. So if you enter only the key here, the name of the key in square brackets, this will print its associated value which is red. Here you have red. So if you want to print the list of values like red and 10, for this dictionary dot values, this will print the list of these values red and 10 like this. Okay, if you want to print only keys of this dictionary, for this print dictionary dot keys, this will print only keys in this dictionary like name and age. It is the list of keys and the list of values. The next data type is tuple data type. Lists are enclosed in square brackets and their elements and size can be changed, while tuples are enclosed in parentheses and cannot be updated. The tuples are immutable. The difference between mutable and immutable is that you can add or remove values in mutable, and you cannot add or remove values from immutable. So the lists are mutable. In lists you can add or remove values, like you can update the list, but the tuples are immutable. You cannot add or remove anything from tuple. You cannot update tuples. For example, tuple can also contains multiple data types. So the first one contains multiple data type. It contains integer values and a string value, while the second one contains only a string value. This will print this complete tuple like this. You can use indexes to access a specific value from this tuple. This will print the first value of this tuple here. As I have already explained, these are immutable, so you cannot update the tuples. For example, we want to change this hello to hi. So this will give us an error like here. Tuple object does not support item assignment. In Python, we use equal sign as an assignment operators. For example, we have a variable a and equals 8. So equals assign this 8 value to this variable. And we have another variable b which is equals 8. So this is a string and this is an integer. This equal sign assign this string to this b variable. Mixing the two types directly is not allowed in Python. So we need to convert this string to integer. For example, if we want to add them, this will give us an error because b is a string, has a string data type, and a is an integer data type. Okay, so to add them, first we need to convert this string to integer. For this, we have Python has a built-in function which is int. Okay, now this will first convert this 8 into an integer, then this will add as you can see. Okay, the type of variable can change as well. For example, here a has an integer value, but if you assign a new value to a, now its data type is string. For example, if we print their data types, The first one will have integer data type, and the second one, this second variable, will have string data type, like this. These variables also known as identifiers, and we have some rules for identifiers in Python. An identifier is a word used to name things. Identifier can name a variable, functions, classes, and methods. Identifiers must contain at least one character. The first character must be an alphabetic letter, upper or lowercase, or the underscore. The remaining characters, if any, may be alphabetic characters, upper or lowercase, the underscore, or a digit. No other characters, including spaces, are permitted in identifiers. A reserved word cannot be used as an identifier. Identifier is a case sensitive. So while you assign a value to a variable, you need to remember these rules. Otherwise, there will be problems while running your program. Now, let's talk about user input. We use input function to obtain information from user, like this. Now we have our variables, equals, and then input function, which is built in Python. And in next line, we will print this input, print, enter the text, and our variable. So this will first print please enter some text, and then this will take input from user by this function, and store this input in this variable a, and then this will print enter text and the value of this variable. If you run this here, now we enter hello world. Its output is enter text hello world. If we use this built-in input function, its data type is string. So this will not take input as an integer. So if we want to add something, or we want to do some mathematical things with the variables, there will be error. For example, we will take two numbers from users and we want to add them like this. Enter first number, okay, this will take two numbers from user and we want to show the sum of these two numbers on the screen. A plus B. Okay, you can see that this will not add them, rather this will concatenate them. Their sum should be 8, but there is 35. So what is the problem? The problem is this input method takes input as a string. So if you print their data types, their data type will be string like this. These both variables have string data type. If you run this and enter a number 3 and 5, here you can see this belongs to string class of data types. So you need to convert these strings into integer by using a built-in function int. So what you will do, you will write int and enclose this input in these braces like here. Int and enclose this input in braces. So this will convert this string input into integer and then this will add them. Now their data type will be integer. 3, 5. Now the interpreter adds these two numbers and the data type belongs to integer class. Thank you for watching. If you are new on channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon and stay connected for more learning.